Hi guys, I'm Shauna Yao at TotalGenius.net. And if you are a mom, have a business, you are doing something that requires you to convince somebody of something else, then this is for you. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, I'm Shauna Yao at TotalGenius.net. And today I want to talk a little bit about business. So whether you have a blog, you're a mom, you are human, as Dan Pink says, to sell is to be human. So if you ever have tried to convince somebody of something else, or let's say you are a blogger and you want to get a brand to sponsor you, or you have a service-based business and you want customers and clients, or you're a mom and you want to convince your child to do something. So this is something that I'm just going to go a little business. I know I've been talking a lot about other things and, getting happy, positivity, and all those other things. But I'm actually a business and brand strategist. So I want to help you guys communicate in a way that really feels good to you, and to realize that we're hitting the last 2 months of the year, and if you have a business or you're trying to make money, you really need to kind of ramp it up. So this is for you if you are kind of a good-hearted, big-hearted, heart-centered person who doesn't want to make other people judge you, or I don't know. You want to feel good about what you're doing. And the truth is, if you're listening to this, you actually should feel good about what you're doing, because you are doing it for the good of others. So when you have something that you want to convince someone else of, the one thing that will make the biggest difference, whether or not they say yes to you, is your conviction. It's actually all based on you. It's your conviction in what it is that you are trying to communicate. So how is that true? If you are a mom and you're trying to get your child to eat their veggies, you solidly believe that veggies are better than them not eating something else. That conviction will make you, or should make you, and you should feel so convicted about it that you don't budge. Your kids could scream, they could yell, and you would still stay solid in that conviction. If you have a business and you are speaking on the phone to a client, to a possible client, your conviction in what it is that you're trying to get them to do, whether it's to buy an outfit or to hire you for some reason, you actually have to convince yourself of the thing that you are trying to get them to buy. So that means that you actually have to sell yourself on what it is that you do every single day. If you are a blogger and you're trying to get a brand to notice you and then work with you and pay you, you actually have to be so convinced that you have something that they want. And so what this all means, and how you can think of this, is that the value of what it is that you're trying to sell has to exceed the price of what it is that you're selling. So, for example, if you have a service that, let's say, so I'm a business strategist. So if I am talking with a client, the value of what it is that I sell with my programs and the things that people buy, in my mind, I know that by hiring me, they get to a new place. They're able to have a business, to run with what they have, to have a better brand, to be able to promote themselves without having to sell. I believe that that is of high value. So I'm very solidly convicted in what it is that I do. I've been doing it for the last couple years, and I really haven't shifted the things that I know to be true for how a business is positioned. But the person who has to make the decision, if they decide yes, anybody who is actually, if you have paid money for something, you actually believe that the value far exceeds the price. So if you are, let's say you're like going into Zara and you buy a pair of jeans, the value of those $39 jeans far exceeds what it is that you pay for it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bought it. The only reason why somebody would exchange money for you or for something that you sell is because they believe it provides a value to them more than the money that sits in their wallet. So if you're a blogger and you're trying to get a brand sponsorship, you have to understand that if you're actually in talks with a brand, they actually think that you're more valuable than the money they would pay you. That's a very different way of thinking about it. That if you actually have somebody talking to you, whether it's a client, a brand, your child, they actually believe that the thing that you are trying to sell them about is more valuable to them than paying attention to you. And so rather than, so let's take it back. So let's say that you're that business person and you're trying to sell something, you're on the phone with a client, a possible client. Rather than saying, what can I do to serve you? How can I get you to pay for this? Do I need to lower the price? Because the minute that you do that, you actually start unselling yourself. You start losing your own value of what it is that you're trying to communicate. And suddenly then, to them, you aren't convicted. And then neither are they. If you are, let's say, the blogger and you're in talks with a brand, and you're like, you know what? I'll just do it for free. You've suddenly lost your value because now they think that you're desperate. Why would they pay somebody who is desperate? Because then clearly nobody else is paying you. So why would they want to work with you? If you are the mom and you're trying to convince your child to eat their veggies, and then you're like, well, okay, well, maybe, this one time you just opened up a door to, children are very smart. Children will always get what they want unless you are stronger and stand in their way. We all have to start thinking like kids. I don't know about you, but I remember one time I wanted to get photos taken at Kmart and I literally had a tantrum in the middle of the store. I laid on my back. I started screaming and crying in the middle of Kmart until my mom would pay for me to get my portrait taken. I don't know, that was back when they had that. Children will stand firm till they get what they want. Will they not? Did you do that as a child? Because then, why as an adult do we have a conviction and then we just let it go? Because every time that you let it go, you let go of something that you believe in, that you want, that is your livelihood, that you think will help somebody else, you lose your personal value. And when you lose your personal value, you know what ends up happening? It starts happening in all areas of your life. You start like not standing up for yourself, and you start not getting what you want, and then you think something's wrong with you. And when you do that, that's a bad spiral, because then you don't show up with the conviction that you need to get the guy to like you, to get the clients that you want, to get other people to want to do things towards you. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, It's that when you walk in your value, people will respond. Maybe not the people who you're speaking with, but the right people will. So don't give up what you want, because you'll never get it then. Okay? So anyway, if you need help, I have a free masterclass. The link is in my bio. It's called Master Your Money Code. It has nothing to do with quantity of money, but everything to do with how you can best understand how to position your own talents and put them into a system to sell, because it is based on the solid conviction and the value that you are. That's what I call your money code, is your personal value. It's how you show up every day. It's what gets you out of bed. And again, it has nothing to do with money, but it will attract money to you. I don't promise an amount, and it's really based on what you do with it. But when you can wake up every day and have the solid conviction in yourself, you can do anything you want. It's just that solid conviction that if you're not getting what you want, that's what's missing. Anyway, I'm Shauna Yao at TotalGenius.net, so check out my website. Go listen to that masterclass. Tons of information on my blog, and I'll see you guys soon. What a night. I know, I'm kind of silly, but hey, it's Instagram. See you guys later.